This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday for today, to end the month of November, that being November 30th, is this guy. Yes, he is 50 years old today. He's hit the half-century mark. And all that. So Pudge Rodriguez, or Ivan Rodriguez, I guess, played for Texas the majority of his career, but he also played for Florida, Detroit, the Yankees, Houston, and Washington. Given the AL MVP in 1999, one of the greatest catchers in MLB history. Pudge actually won a World Series with the Florida Marlins in 2003, the year after he left Texas. And then he played in the World Series in 2006 with Detroit. He caught in his 2,227th game, June 2009, breaking the record set by Carlton Fisk. He has the best caught stealing percentage of any major league catcher, 45.68%, which meant that 45% that someone tried to steal on him, they were thrown out. A league average is 31. He was actually elected to the Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility in 2017. He was once the shadow member of the U.S. House of Representatives representing Puerto Rico. So anyway, Pudge Rodriguez actually had a battle with Juan Gonzalez playing against him in his youth, which is ironic because they both would play for Texas. Pudge signed a contract at age 16 with the Texas Rangers and would start in Gastonia of the South Atlantic League with the Rangers organization. Then he went up to the Florida State League and did pretty well at all that. He would play in the Roberto Clemente Professional Baseball League back in Puerto Rico. All that. Pudge would actually play for the AA squad, Tulsa Thrillers. However, what was strange is that Texas decided to call him up, and he didn't even play in AAA. His first game was June 20th, 1991. At age 19 years old, he was there. He was an excellent hitter who was proficient in throwing out base stealers. He started 81 of the final 100 games of the Texas Rangers and became the youngest player in Texas Rangers history to hit a home run, getting one off Storm Davis, August 1991. He was fourth in Rookie of the Year voting and actually threw out 48% of his runners, which was great. He would play more in 92, 112 games. In 93, he looked good. He would keep going to Winter League to improve himself and all that, and it worked wonders. He was the catcher who caught Kenny Rogers' perfect game July 28, 1994. So playing in the Winter League really helped him out and all that. In 96, he set the record for most doubles by a catcher with 47, breaking the record of Mickey Cochran's 42 back in 1930. And he made the major league record for at-bats by a catcher with 639 of them, surpassing Johnny Bench's mark of 621 in 1970. Pudge would be a hitting superstar among catchers with hits, runs, RBIs, and doubles. He was actually on the cover of Sports Illustrated and did fine. So yeah, he would keep playing winter ball and all that. He kept hitting doubles. He kept throwing out runners. And in 1999, it was worth it. He set the AL record for most home runs by a catcher in a single season with 35. And in fact, was the first catcher ever to have a 30 plus home runs, 100 plus RBIs, and 100 plus runs scored in a season. And he became the first catcher to do the 20-25 total. That's 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, at the very least. He stole 25 bases, which was funny because he would try to prevent people from stealing on him. So yeah, he was good and all that. Pudge, Pudge was the ninth catcher ever to get MVP, the first since Furman Munson in 1976. He became the 4th Texas Ranger and the 6th Puerto Rican to win the award. Anyway, Pudge would unfortunately have a nasty season-ending injury in 2000. Trying to make a throw to second base, his thumb came in contact with the swing of Mo Vaughn's bat. He fractured his right thumb and missed the season. Only 91 games. He looked good, but at the end of it, injuries would hurt him. But he would bounce back in 2001 and had a full season. He got to his 9th straight All-Star game, which tied Johnny Bench's mark. And his caught stealing rate was the best, 60.3. So anyway, his contract with Texas would expire in 2002, and he decided to become a free agent and sign a 1-year deal with the Florida Marlins and help the Marlins do well. I mean, the Marlins snuck into the wild card in 2003 and were doing decent. I mean, he set many records, Marlins records for a catcher, such as batting average and RBIs. He looked good and all that. He was actually named NLCS MVP for what he did for the Marlins to take down the Cubs after being down 3-1. And he memorably caught the final out of the NLDS against the Giants as the defending NL champion Giants were trying to win the game. And in a game-ending collision with JT Snow of the Giants, Pudge held onto the ball, which meant that the Marlins won the game. So he won the World Series, and then he decided not to return to the Marlins and signed a 4-year deal with the Tigers. So he was good. He kept winning Gold Gloves. He won his 10th straight Gold Glove, which actually made him the first player on the Tigers to win a Gold Glove since Gary Pettis in 1989. And he's got 1,000 RBI in that season. Unfortunately, Pudge was in trouble because Jose Canseco in his book says he personally injected Rodriguez with anabolic steroids during their time as the Texas Rangers. Well, Pudge had lost some weight, lost about 20 pounds, which was shocking. People thought that the weight loss was due to steroids. But no, not taking steroids, but no, that's not correct. Pudge was still playing and still was a legend. He was named to the Latino Legends all-time team as catcher, obviously. He was still doing his fielding catcher, being a good fielding catcher. In fact, Pudge in 2006 would play first base for the Tigers in one game, and it was the first time he played a position other than catcher. And he would play second base one time. He did catch Justin Verlander's 2007 no-hitter, and he did it all right. However, at the trade deadline in 2008, the Tigers were going nowhere, so they decided to trade Pudge to the Yankees for Kyle Farnsworth because the Yankees needed a catcher with Jorge Posada having season-ending surgery. Pudge would only start 26 of the remaining 55 games of the 2008 season, having to share with Jose Molina. Pudge would have to change his jersey number to 12 because the 7 is retired for Mickey Mantle. He wasn't really too happy and all that with the Yankees. So he decided to pick up a stint with the Houston Astros. He was in a 1-year, $1.5 million contract. Of course, he couldn't wear number 7 because the Astros retired it for Craig Biggio, so he wore number 12. And then changed it to 77. Pudge would actually get his 300th home run in that 2009 season off of Rich Harden of the Cubs. And also, he caught the game that beat Carlos Fisk for most games caught in a career. Ironically, it was in Texas against the Rangers, his former team. But at the end of it, Pudge was traded in August 2009 back to Texas for 2 players to be named later. David Murphy, who wore number 7 for the Rangers, switched his number to 14 so that Pudge could have his number 7 back. But Pudge filed for free agency after that and signed a 2-year deal with the Nationals. Pudge actually was the guy who caught Steven Strasburg's Major League debut after Strasburg struck out 14 batters and didn't even walk one guy. It was amazing. Rodriguez would platoon with Wilson Ramos and retire after the 2010 season. So, Pudge was iconic. His number 7 was retired by the Rangers in 2017, the same year that he got elected to the Hall of Fame. The strange thing is that Pudge, when he married his wife, it was the same day as him having to make his Texas Rangers debut. Rodriguez has 3 children, Derek, Amanda, and Ivana. Unfortunately, that marriage ended in 2006, and then Pudge married a Colombian native in 2007. So, love comes in strange forms. And so does Pudge Rodriguez. Anyway, Jeff Diamond, I do.